What to fix and what to leave? Probably the number one question real estate agents get asked when people want to list their place. So I'm going to approach it just from my background. I used to be a custom home builder, built lots of homes, and for me, it's just kind of what catches your eye. What's the first thing that you notice about a place when you're driving up? And I married into a roofing family, so that's probably the first thing I notice when I drive up is just the shingles and what condition they're in. Others may not notice, but again, with my background, that's what we notice. But even before that, you might just notice the yard itself. You know, is it a lot of clutter on the yard? I've got 6 grandkids, and I know what it's like when you've got like everybody's got their bike laying around or whatever. They got play structures and toys and everything. So sometimes things can get a little out of hand and you never notice, because you're living there. But that's real simple. Just cleaning up, making sure stuff's all packed away. But as far as maybe I should go more into just what to fix, because that's kind of like this is going to cost us some money. So, like I said, shingles will be one thing. If they're in bad shape, I might recommend fixing it, or we just price it accordingly, and just state, hey, shingles they need replacing. So, but other things would be like siding. Is it cracked? Or if it's painted, is the paint peeling really bad or chipping? Windows, can you visibly see they're cracked, from the outside? Or seals, if the seals are leaking really badly, sometimes you can even see that from the outside. So bricks, if you got brick front, is there any bricks missing? Things like that. Downspouts. It's a simple little thing, but when you see this downspout all mangled and busted and bent up, I literally just take them off just so it doesn't look bad. And to replace a couple downspouts costs almost nothing. So yeah, that would be the outside. Inside, again, you walk into the house, first thing you notice is, and again, cleanliness is probably a big thing. But I'm going to talk more about where to spend money, where you're spending money. So if you would have drywall that's damaged or literally holes and stuff like that, I would fix that. Again, cheap way to fix. That's a cheap thing to fix, and get a matching paint and paint it. Some people wonder if we should paint the whole house. I would if it's in really bad shape. Like if there's a lot of repairs that you got to do, then it probably is beneficial to paint the house. You can get it professionally done, or again, just whatever. There's different ways you can do it to save some money, but definitely that would be something to look at. If it's just a few spots here and there, I wouldn't bother painting the house. I would patch. I would do lots of patching and get paint that matches, and you should be in great shape. I know we had a recent listing, exactly that. There was some corner beads cracked, and we weren't sure how to, what are we gonna do? We're gonna paint this whole thing. It really had never been painted before. The house was like 15 years old, and it was still kind of original paint. But it's amazing, we did a bit of patching, got paint matched up at the local hardware store, and it looked great when it was all said and done. And the reason why I'm not a fan of, just spending all kinds of money painting the place is because you're going to have folks come, they like the house, they buy it, but one thing they don't like about it is the paint color. So here you spend all this money painting it, and they want to, negotiate because they don't like the color that you picked. So sometimes just go with what you got is the best way to go, and you're not spending all kinds of money. Flooring, that's another thing that people notice pretty quickly. So if your flooring is really badly worn or damaged, there are some really economical things that you can do, ways to replace that. Especially, carpet would be one. That's a bit of a tough call. Sometimes yes, if it's in bad shape and stained and you just can't fix it, can't clean it, then I would spend the money and rip it out and put some new flooring in. But again, I would caution people just because it's amazing. You get a professional cleaner in there, spend a little bit of money getting it professionally cleaned, and you'd be surprised how carpet can look pretty good again. So again, depending on the condition of the carpet, that's what I would do. After flooring, I guess your decor and like your colors and all that. This would be more for my wife. She's got a background in decorating, and she helped me with all the homes that we built, and most of our clients, they loved having her to help them pick colors and match everything up. But yeah, I guess it's got to flow and it's got to look all good together. Again, I wouldn't spend all kinds of money, but that I would just, maybe even get somebody like my wife or somebody that's into interior design or decorating, just for a set of eyes, just to see, hey, is there something here that, do we really need to do something with this? Again, I caution against, let's say you got cabinets that are dated, some, cabinets that were built in place in the 1970s, do we pull them out? I caution people to do that just simply because a lot of these things they're still in good shape. They're just dated and they might need, a little bit of fixing. So you'd be surprised how some nice painting could make an old set of cabinets look really good again. So, yeah, so that would be one thing. Cabinetry, flooring, appliances, they are what they are. I don't know if I would spend money on doing appliances. Furniture is what it is. I wouldn't refurniture, but sometimes you may want to look at that. I mean, staging, it's been proven staging helps a lot. But it doesn't even have to cost that much money either. Sometimes a very simple staging, like removing a few pieces of furniture out of the place, kind of like declutter. It's just amazing how all of a sudden a room just feels so much bigger and better, and again, where you get another set of eyes in is, I think, what really helps, because when you're living in it, you don't notice things. You just know that picture was on your wall forever, and you didn't realize it was Uncle Charlie, flipping somebody off or something ridiculous like that. So again, set of eyes is good. Yeah, I guess smell, that's one thing people notice when they come into a place. But I mean, these are ways you can fix these things normally with just whatever, some scented candles or whatever. But if you've got a bit of an issue, so let's say your basement's kind of moldy or there's a bit of mildew going on down there, definitely, get some dehumidifiers in there and try to get it fresh again. Yeah, maybe look into exactly that. Is there something that's causing this to smell funny? I know some of the older homes have some pits that are uncovered. They're open sump pits. Maybe that it might be worth your while to just close that up, or floor drains that haven't had water in them for a long time, and you're getting some funky smell out of there. So just do a little walkthrough in the basement, because for me as an agent, if I walk into a basement and it smells like it's wet or mold, mildew, I caution people right off the hop. So that may or may not cost a lot of money. It doesn't have to. If your basement hasn't been finished properly, like if it hasn't been insulated or whatever, obviously these are all contributing factors. So things to consider, but smell is a big thing. So I would always get people to change furnace filters right off the hop. Just, get it fresh as you can in the house. Other than that, I think that's it. It's the biggest thing is just what catches your eye. Because people don't want to, I mean, there's a few people that do want to buy a house and do a bunch of stuff to it. But the majority of people just want to turnkey, walk into the house or buy the house and live in it. They don't want to have to do all kinds of rentals and all that type of thing. So if you take care of those little things that really catch the eye, it's just going to help you so much more in your listing. So yeah, that'd be my recommendation. Definitely don't do like, we're going to add a sunroom, or we're going to tear out this wall and make it into a 2-bedroom instead of 3 or something like that. Again, those are things you do for yourself if you're, if this is your home and you're living in it and you want to make it for yourself, but definitely not something that I would do if you're selling. So hope that helps. I will answer more questions in more videos, so stay tuned. Talk to you soon.